MMA Oddsbreaker, ladies and gentlemen, Frank Trigg, Marcus Brimage. Marcus is already in Stockholm, Sweden. I don't leave. Well, actually, I leave in 4 hours from now to go over to Sweden. So I'll see you there tomorrow morning when I finally get in. But before we
Yeah.
started the interview, Marcus and I were talking. He's the only black guy in Sweden, and he corrected me that he's not. That the black folks
Yeah.
are everywhere.
We everywhere, baby.
I said the first time I was in Japan, I was kind of lost. I walked up to a black guy to ask him, "Hey man, can you?" He was dressed like gold chain, and hat to the side, and all sagged out. And I was like, "Oh, this is, it's one of my people. Let me talk to him."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Blah, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, "Whoa, ooh, he's
Oh,
African."
dude, that totally happened to me in Florida because where I'm from, Alabama, you either black, white, or Mexican. That's it.
That's
We
it.
have
Yeah.
a sprinkle of Asians, but so I saw this black dude in Florida, and I walked up to him. It was in Walmart. I was like, "Hey man, where's your manager at? I'm trying to find a job." So he was like, I said, "Whoa, what the fuck is this?" He was Haitian. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That was
it's crazy. You get out of your little town, all of a sudden you realize the world's out there. It's kind of
yes, yes.
funny. One of the cool things I like, being both a wrestler, I travel a lot, and as a fighter. This week I'm actually coming in to go corner Ryan Couture, but I get to see so many different people and cultures where I just take for granted that everybody looks the same and acts the same as I would or do, and then I go over there and you're like, well, it's totally different.
Mm-hmm.
How has Sweden been to you so far?
Cold as hell. It's so cold out here, Jesus. But other than that, the people are pretty nice. They hate Americans. From what I found out, some lady chased down my coaches and just like, "You're Americans? Oh, you're so mean. You kill everyone. I don't understand why you kill everyone." I mean, that's weird. But other than that, it's been pretty cool.
Well, Sweden can't say much. They didn't do much to anybody ever. They're not neutral. They're just non-existent. They don't even get in the war at all. It's kind of weird. They're you just got back from doing your Mayweather training. It's you're running it late at night. It's 2 a.m. right now as we're doing this interview. How has the jet lag been affecting you?
It honestly didn't affect me that bad. When I got over here, it was 5 hours ahead, and now they're 6 hours ahead because they finally, I think they went up an hour, so it's just 6 hours ahead. But the time difference didn't bother me at all. The first day was a mother though. Like I was like I was talking to a girl, and I was like kind of nodding off when she was talking to me and stuff like that. So other than that first day, I'm good to go now.
Yeah, we land. Did you land in the morning or land at night the first time that you got the first day?
I landed 7 a.m. and for some reason I could not sleep on the plane ride over there. So I was up for 7 hours, and then as soon as I touched down, it was 7 a.m. and you can't go to sleep. So I had to stay up, do all type of stuff until like 6, 7 o'clock at night. Then I was able to go to sleep.
Yeah, we land tomorrow night, 8 p.m. So our deal's not gonna be that bad. When we get there, and we've only got to, we'll get there, check in the hotel, grab our workout gear, go to the workout rooms, do a quick workout, go upstairs, shower, eat if we're hungry, eat if or not eat, and go to bed. That's it. So we're actually it ended up working out better for us than what we thought. We were originally trying to go over there like Thursday or Friday last week, and we're like, no, it's not. It's really not enough time to get acclimated because for us, you're on the East Coast, we're on the West Coast. So your 6 hour time difference is 9 hour time difference for us. Like we're really it's almost a full half day.
That's like nine, damn near 10 hour difference, man.
Yeah, we're screwed up. So we decided it actually ends up working out better for us coming in late. So we won't have that much jet lag. We'll be fine. It's coming home where we'll get beat up. When we come back to Vegas when we get killed. Well, let's move on and talk about Conor McGregor. Break him down from what you see and from what you know of him as a fighter.
As a fighter, he has pretty nice footwork. He has pretty good striking. Jiu-jitsu, he's a purple belt. So those things put together, he makes a very good adversary. But at the same time, he's a shit talker, and most of his opponents are scared shitless before they even get in the ring. Like I seen Wood less petrified. Seriously.
Wow. And that's one of the things that he kind of gets away with. He's 12-2. You're 6-1. But like I say, if the UFC has given you a contract to fight, your record doesn't really mean anything because I said this. I was the first to admit this. Go back 7-8 years ago. I thought Anderson Silva should retire because he just got scissor heel hooked by Rio Chonin. He wasn't doing very well fighting. He didn't seem like he had any passion for it. And I was like, man, he's such a good guy, such a nice guy, such a sweet man. He's going to coaching. Let's take shoot box and go on and coach some more and shoot the box because back then he was still working with shoot the box. And look at him now; he's pound for pound the best fighter in the world. So
Yes.
you can't look at a man's record and when he's fighting the UFC and go, "Oh, this, he's good, he's bad, whatever." You can't really look at that space. He has more experience than you because he's 12-2 versus you're 6-1. But I think you face the tougher competition.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for acknowledging that, Frank Trigg. You don't know how much that means to me. Like, I could go back to Sweet Home Alabama, State Fairgrounds, get some bombs, put all my cousins in the stand, and whip his ass too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I could do that, but dude, I was fighting I fought ex-Bellator winners. I fought UFC vets. Like before I even got in the UFC, and I stopped both of them. You know what I'm saying? TKO both of them. And I've been fighting guys who I wasn't supposed to be fighting, who I didn't have a chance against, and I still beat them.
Yeah, your only loss is to Joy Camacho, and that's back in Iron Ring in 2008. You haven't lost since 2008.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I have to tell you. I have to say this story. Like, I don't know if you remember me back in 2008.
Oh yeah, I remember.
You remember? Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to tell the fans the time I accidentally stalked you. It was a accidental stalking. Like, cause Charles McCarthy, Shoney Carter, and you were like the first three people I ever met in the UFC. So when I saw you, I was like, oh shit, that's Frank Trigg. And my coach was like, hey man, stop being gay, okay? Frank Trigg. I said, no, man, dude, he's right there, man. He's OG, he's gangster as hell, man. Come on, man. It's like, let's take a picture. It's like, Brimage, chill out, man. Like, you're becoming a fan. I'm like, but that's Frank Trigg. So, I woke up, I shook your hand like I pictured you. I did the whole fan thing, right? And then my coach was like, all right, stop, you're being gay. It's being creepy. You're stalking him. I said, man, I ain't stalking him. So what happened was I was trying to find a bungo, and I forgot what room he told me he was in, but I knew the floor he was in. So I just went knocking on people's doors, and I made a mistake and knocked on your door, and I was just like, this is bad. Like, I didn't mean to stalk you. I don't know what to say. It was nice. I'm finna go. Because I was so embarrassed that you opened the door. I was like, God, that's bad.
You're like, oh, sorry, wrong room, and kind of bolted and walked away. I was like, all right, whatever.
But I didn't want to be because I was all on your nuts when I first met you. I was like, oh shit, and then now I knocked on your door. My coaches would have been like, you should have just went with it. Just should have said like, I knew I could find you.
You would have got me on that one for sure. Oh, Jesus. All right, now you look at, I'm going to go back and look at your win over Maximo Blanco. The decision was split. It was really, really close. This is back in April of 2012. I think it was on the Jones-Evans card.
That's right.
You won that fight, but like I said, it was a very, very close decision. What if you had to go back in time and could do it all over again? What would you do differently to beat Maximo decisively instead of having to go to a split decision?
Put more pressure to him, more controlled aggression, because the way Maximo fought me, he didn't fight nobody else like that. Like, when you looked at all his Sengoku fights and stuff, man, he was like dropping them. He was beating people's ass, he was knocking people out. And that's the same Maximo Blanco I was studying for. So when he was like backing up, shooting, I was like, oh, you're going to be gay like that? Okay. So, it just completely threw me off guard. If I would have trained for him like I do for wrestlers, it would be a completely different thing. But I went in there expecting a banger, and then he was a wrestler, and then that totally threw me off guard. So if I could change, I wish I would have trained more wrestling defense against him, which instead of me worrying about banging with him so much, because I honestly thought he was going to come back to bang.
Who came with you to Sweden to corner you?
Oh, my dog, Chris Conley. I hate to admit this, but we went on Maury, and he passed the DNA test. That's the father of my style. So, Chris Conley. And Tommy Elliott, by Tommy Elliott, he helps me bring sexy back to Sweden. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
I talked to Dean Thomas about you a little bit. That's how we got reconnected is through Dean. I was interviewing him for his Legacy Fighting Championship fight coming up here in a couple weeks. And I was talking to him, what makes American Top Team work so well? Because a lot of guys now, there's several camps now where people are just kind of, they're maintaining. They're not up, they're not down. Like right now, Jackson's camp is up, because Jones and GSP are there. And
Yeah.
TriStar is up because GSP did a lot of his training over there. But American Top Team doesn't rise or fall. It just kind of steadily stays at the top 90% of all the camps. And Dean says because it's really like it's a real big family. Like it's just like no matter what happens, something happens to you, someone will pick up your slack, your car breaks down, you're out of money, you need some food, you need whatever. Like everyone, even a guy you've only known 2 or 3 days, will come help you out. Does that always come from Labario? Is it from Labario and the rest of the coaches kind of made that happen, or was it just Labario that made that happen?
Well, be honest with you, Master Laborio is the head. I mean, he, when he's in there, everyone gets in line, and that's cool. You need a hierarchy like that,
Mm-hmm.
and the rest of the coaches, they do as well. Everyone plays their part in a very good way. But Laborio is the head. I mean, he's a mad father figure. I mean, when I first came to American Top Team from Alabama, he was just like, "Oh, you got good stand up," and then he was just helping me out with my jiu-jitsu. He like handed me to Charles McCartney,
Mm-hmm.
and it just grew from there. So he saw where I was kind of lacking, and then he took it upon himself to make sure I could plug up that hole in my game. And like I said, it's just a big family. That's something your family would do. It's like, all right, man, you slacking here. I know a guy who's good at that, so I'm gonna put you on him. It's great.
Who helps you come up with your game plan? Is the Master Labario sit down? Does he help you come up with the game plan, or is it some of the other coaches? Like what happens?
Um, Mostly that's Chris Conley from Spartan Fitness, my first coach. Because like I said before, he's the father of my style, so he knows what I can do. He knows where my holes at. He knows what I need to do to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
And what he does, he come up with a game plan, and then he comes down, and then he talks to the coaches at ATT, talks to my boxing coaches, talks to my jiu-jitsu coaches, and tell him what my opponent does and what he thinks I ought to do. And they all sit down and they go by, okay, I think you should do this. Okay, well, what about this? What about this? And then when he leaves, when I go see my coaches, the game plan is already implemented. So the coaches just follow the game plan and help me out with that.
What is it going to be like? How far away? Take the rankings out. They got the new ranking system. Take that ranking system out of it because we all know it doesn't mean anything. How far away do you think are you away from being talked about being in the title hunt at 145?
Be honest with you, I don't know because so many people talk so much shit about me. I have no clue. Look at you shaking your head.
I mean, you're one of those polarizing characters. Like you're somebody that the other fighters in the weight class want to try because no matter who you fight, you always make them look good even when you beat them up. They look good getting beat up by you. There's some fighters that when you fight, no matter how tough you fight, no matter how hard you go, no matter how good your technique is, they make you look bad just because stylistically it's a bad matchup. They're going to slow you down, make you look horrible. They can win a unanimous decision, even submit you or knock you out, but they make you look bad while they're doing it. It's a whole process. You make everyone look good when you fight them. No matter what happens, you make them look good. So a lot of people want to fight you because the shot of being seen and getting that next level, getting blown up, because you're going to make them look good is high potential. I think you're probably 3 or 4 significant wins away from getting into that title hunt. And the problem is with the injuries that have been happening, that could be within a year. Where before it would be, oh, you guys talking 4 or 5 fights. It might be 3 years before I'm even talked about again. But there's so many injuries going on now. People getting hurt so often. And then when you get all these fights unscathed, they want to bring you back faster. So within a year, you could be in a title hunt. Just because of the way people get hurt, you get moved in, you take a shot, all of a sudden short training camp, and you're in the game. Does that sound about right to you as well?
Yes, that's my whole philosophy. There was some unforeseen things that happened on my fight right after Jimmy Hedges. Concerned my coach's father that he had to go home to handle that in Alabama. But other than that, my whole attitude towards being a professional has changed because I'm still used to kind of fucking around until I get a fight and then get in shit. But now that I don't work anywhere, but I just train all the time, I need to be in shape all the time so I could get a last minute call. And if that last minute call, if it's worth it, why the hell not? You know what I'm saying? So I could just be put out there.
I tell everyone, be 3 weeks to a month out of a fight. Like you got to be in that space where you're almost 3 weeks to a month out of a fight. Yeah. And they're like, well, how can you maintain that high pace for so long? It's not that high of a pace. 30 days away from a fight is not that high of a pace. You shouldn't be peaked out. You shouldn't be, blasting out, whatever. Because you get that phone call a lot from Joe Silva. You got 2 weeks. Get a shot. Hey, I'm in pretty decent shape. Give me a day to make my mind up because I need to go get a hard workout in right now and see where I'm at. I'm hungover from last night. Let me figure this out.
Yeah.
Go try it out one time, and I was okay. Yeah, we're in. Let's make it happen. You moved from Alabama. You went to American Top Team. You feel at home. You feel comfortable. What's it gonna take now that you finally are full-time fighter? You're not working anymore. You don't have any other outside distractions financially. You can make enough money fighting. What else is it going to take for you to get to that next level? Because now you're in that middle category. You're in that middle space. What's going to take now for you to get to that upper category? Besides knocking people unconscious, besides devastating knockouts,
I don't know. Like, do I need to talk shit? Do I need to go Floyd Mayweather all the way and just talk massive shit about people? And be honest with you, I wasn't raised to be a shit talker. I talk shit because I'm short and I always had to defend myself against, taller people. So I had to come up with something really quick, But, I wasn't raised like that. Now, this fight, I have been talking some shit because Conor McGregor, he coming here talking about he going to make $50,000 off me. He going to buy some car, new clothes. And I'm like, I suggest you run to the post office and get a job, motherfucker, because you ain't going to get no money off me. That's how I feel off that. You know what I'm saying? So I've been talking some shit this fight because I feel a little bit disrespected. And how the fuck somebody's gonna come into the UFC and I'm still the underdog? I was like, dog, I got 3 fights. I got 3 fights in the UFC. This guy just not making his debut, and I'm an underdog. I was like, all right. So that's I feel very disrespected by that shit. So it's frustrating, but I need to not let that get to me so much. I go out there. I do my thing, lay the smack down on his candy ass, and go about my business.
No disrespect to Cage Warriors Fighting Championships. So I'm actually hoping to commentate for them here in a couple of months. I'm looking at the guys that he's fought, and Cage Warriors definitely puts on the best show in Ireland. Like they definitely put a great show on. But he knocks out Ivan Buchringer. He submitted Dave Hill. He KO'd with elbows Steve O'Keefe. He TKO'd Aaron Johansson. There's no Maxwell Blancos in there. You know what I'm saying? There's no names in there that ring that people can recognize and go, look, this is a tough opponent. He has definitely beat up the local guys. So he's the best guy right now in the small pond. He's now being thrown into the big fish pond, the big ocean. You've got 3 fights in the UFC. You're comfortable walking to that cage. You're comfortable having Stitch put the grease on you as you're walking in. You're comfortable with the crowd noise. He's not going to be comfortable. How much of a factor do you think this is his first time in the UFC going to affect him dealing with, holy crap, this is for real?
Be honest with you, he's too damn arrogant, too cocky to even acknowledge that type of stuff. That's my personal opinion. I think he's going to go out there, and I think he's going to think I'm an English lollipop, but, I'm American-made. I'm built for it tough. He ain't messing with me right now.
See, Marcus, thanks. I know it's coming up on 2 o'clock or coming up on 3 o'clock out there right now.
Yeah, it's about 3 o'clock.
Coming up on 3 o'clock right now. I appreciate staying up late at night and having this interview with my odds breakers. I can't wait. I'll be there. Like I said, I'll be there tomorrow night. So if I don't see you late tomorrow night out there doing your Mayweather workout, I'll see you Wednesday morning for sure.
Oh yeah.
All right. You have a great night, and thanks for coming out here. We'll talk to you again soon.
Oh yeah, anything for you, man. And sorry about the accidental stalking back in 2008.
I don't mind. I totally forgot about it. Next time we'll make more fun of it. All right, bud.
All right, man.